Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in Sunday Night Live. Hopefully you guys are having a great weekend or the end of the weekend. I guess we're about there, but hopefully you guys had a great day today. I did myself. I had a wonderful day. So I hope that you guys did too. If you're new to the channel, my name is Tanya or TitaniumBuilt, and we normally talk true crime daily here. Every once in a while, we have to go over some stuff that goes on in the true crime community that doesn't really pertain to a certain, well, it does pertain to a certain case, but it's outside of the realm of the case. So that's what we're doing tonight. So welcome in, everybody. I don't know, true crime otherwise. I just saw your comment. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, mods. Thank you guys for modding tonight. I appreciate you guys so much. You guys are the best. I won't go through all the names, but it looks like we got our regular cast of characters here, and I love that. So welcome in, everybody. It's good to see everyone. Even though it was just like last night, just like another channel I've listened to. So, okay, well, I do have a second channel. It's called Unfiltered with Tanya. So you might have counted me over there, because I do have one of those voices, they say. So that's probably why everyone was saying unfiltered. And so I think that unfiltered doesn't have its own like exclamation mark. But Mary Beth, when you do the exclamation mark and then put the word right beside it, just like you did right here. But I don't think that one's in there. I think I forgot to put that one in there. Which it's in there, but it's not like to where we can command it to do it. So, and yes, Jan is okay. I saw the comments. She was in the other night. I about like fell out of my chair. I said, Jan. Yeah, it's good to know. Yeah, we always care about Jan over here. Nash said I got to put the kids down, but she'll be back. I thought about doing an earlier live today, but there was just so many people live. Not really so many people, but a lot of people were like in chats, and I didn't know if my like notification would go through if somebody's already in a chat. I'm still learning, Hey Graham, it's good to see everybody. I'm getting to the bottom, but it's good to see a bunch of your guys' names are new. I love that. We are excited when some new people come in. Southern Ish said, hey, Tanya, I wanted to write down this case. I wanted to email you, but couldn't. Janaya McMichael. Yeah, let me write that down. Why does that sound familiar? NYH. Yeah, for sure. I could do that. Michael. And my email is titaniumbuiltboo@gmail.com. They had a Titanium Built was already taken. I was like, great. Hey, Cricket Day. It's good to see you guys all in here. Hey, Evie. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, Proud Mimi. Hey, Green Eyed Monster. Hey, Jerry. Hey, Stephanie. Hey, Hindsight. Hindsight 2020. Different than Hindsight 2002. There's a creator with that name. So welcome in. Thank you guys for being here. If you guys don't mind, while you're watching the video, if you do appreciate the coverage that I'm given, just hit the like button. That's all I really ask for you guys to do. I will put in our membership link if you'd like to join our memberships. We do members only lives. You get like emojis, the whole thing. So if you'd like to do that, I will put that in the chat throughout the live, and it's a Nightbot as well. So you'll be able to find it. Also, if you would like to support through any other means, super chats, all of that, it's totally appreciated, but I really don't expect it at all. I just expect you to come and sit down and hang out and put your feet up and have a good time. So if you could do that, that would be great. That would be great. Oh, thank you. Member for a month. I love that. Hugs. Oh. Well, thank you. Oh, thank you for becoming a member, Sapphire. Thank you so much. That's so sweet. That's so nice. Thank you. Hey, Casey. Welcome in. Welcome in. So let's see. I did write down a little bit of notes because I didn't want my brain to be ADHD and all over the place, because it does. And it's been forever since I wrote down notes. Actually, I write down notes a lot. I just never follow them. Oh, and I also pinned the link for the StreamYard if anyone wanted to come up on panel. If anyone's in the, comes in the chat tonight that's involved with this case that wants to talk about what's going on, love to hear from you. I can be cool and kosher. I could be cool and kosher. If you missed last night's live, I was on one. I was in rare form, but I was reading things that were so out of pocket that I couldn't keep my emotions in. So if you want to go back and watch that one later on, it was a good one. So if you guys want to come up and chat, you guys are more than welcome. If I don't see you right away, I will come over and I will see you. I promise. Sometimes I'm on a different screen, just like right there. Night Star's been a member for 4 months. Hi. Did you change your picture? It's a junior man. I think that's a new one. Nice. Hey, Cat's Life. Vince says, asked about you today. He says, Cat's Life still in chat? And I said, yeah. I said, she comes in. She says, I'm here. I'm here. I love that he asks about people. I really do. I really love that about him. So as we all know, a group of people had come together and they decided to draft up some documents to go after a couple certain creators on the platform. One of them being on TikTok, one of them being on YouTube. We know 2 names for sure because they are in the documents that we've been given. But they say that there are 50 more persons that are going to be served. Now, I don't know exactly how much documents like this would be, how much to draft these, but I'm pretty sure it probably cost him a little bit. But I did see in there that he's working pro bono, so maybe it didn't cost him nothing at all. I mean, some silly documents, right? True crime lullabies, allegedly, whatever. We're not allegedly over here. We're not allegedly, in my opinion. And I mean, this is my opinion. Like, hello, I don't state anything as fact unless I know it's fact. Did I say 800 pages, Marco? Because it felt like it. Felt like I read through 800. But I have read through them extensively, and I will be reading through them again tomorrow because I like to read through things a lot to make sure that I can understand. Like, so when the 83 pages dropped, I contemplated, and I know this is bad for the trees, but I contemplated printing it because with my vision, with having only vision in one eye, sometimes it's easier for me, and I wanted to redact a lot of things, which I think I did get everything for, like Granny's Watching and Barbecue Lady. I think I got their stuff redacted. I hope so. I really tried my hardest, and I had to learn how to redact stuff and everything, like, to do it. So hopefully we'll be good there. Also, there are more red flags in this document than I have seen in any document ever in my YouTube career. Actually, even in my life. Also, somebody riddle me this. They said there's 50 people, right? 50 people they're going to like go after. And we're going to watch a video with Nick the Hat because he came out with a new little video. We're going to watch that here in just a minute. And he said that they're going to be going over across like 10 states, 50 people. How many people there's not 50 people covering this, right? Like, who's the 50 people? I mean, maybe TikTokers. But over here, like this channel personally, the last 2 nights we went over these documents because this is a big thing. This is a pretty big thing to go over. Normally, we'd be covering, us, we cover those true crime cases. It is a crock of BS. I think so too. Just don't serve me. I don't want to be served. I don't want to be in the mess. Because I get stubborn, and I will show up to a court hearing. I'm not going to drive up to a court hearing. And well, maybe if it's in Pennsylvania, because they have good food. And I have family there. Allegedly, nope, not today. Yes, I think you're right, actually. I forgot about that. But the thing is, he's been in chats doing the mostest. Coming in there with a skunk emoji and a boxing glove, to me, that is threatening. Like, I don't see that as anything but. I mean, people are deleting videos. They're trying to get rid of evidence. That's against the rules too. Queen Bee and Betty are in a litigation right now. They are not allowed to delete any videos off of their YouTube pages. They can get in serious trouble for that. And we've got people just deleting, delete. Actually, they're not deleting, they're just privating because they want the money. They don't want to lose all that. So, but it's still crazy. So tonight we'll start off this little live with a little hat sesh. Yeah, sunglasses are back. Now, I don't know how he's had a hold of these things since 2019 or before. I will give him props for that. I lose sunglasses left and right. I just broke a pair not too long ago. I need to buy another pair, but I don't want to spend the $40. They're just a certain darkness. They're super dark. So I'll get them the next payday. But and then I'm going to wear them on camera. No, I don't know. I just don't like people that wear glasses. I feel like when you're wearing sunglasses and I can't see your eyes, I can't really trust what you're saying. I mean, maybe it's sunny though. And I always wear sunglasses, so I guess I can't really say anything, but I try to take them off for the camera. Just courteous. So this is only a 5-minute video, but I'm sure I'm gonna pause it here and there for commentary and for red flag usage. I'll put his name on this.
Okay, guys, we are on day 238 of the.
1 second, sorry. What happened to the daily updates that we were supposed to receive?
Disappearance for Sebastian Rogers. Sebastian vanished on February 25th into the 26th in Sumner County, Tennessee, and he became a ghost in the machine ever since. You guys saw the news that we have initiated litigation. What you guys saw is just Pennsylvania. There are multiple states where we are initiating this litigation: New York, Florida, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Michigan, Virginia. There's a few more states along
Ohio,
that, California. But we are initiating.
They didn't say Ohio. I know. It's Bully Awareness Month, and that's what is driving this in his own words. And in some weird chat I watched, they called this dumb Jesus. What? Oh my people, oh my Lord. What I will say too, really quick before I forget, it's almost Christmas time. People are grifting like it's their job. They're going to make you feel so bad for them. Like they're just, it's just bad. It's bad for everybody, right? But just buy the present for your nephew and not send money to someone. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel some type of way. I'm feeling some type of way. And thank you for the 999 super chat. That's very, very sweet of you. Thank you so much. Oh, me too, Geneva. I saw that. I was like, I got to go back and replay.
Initiating approximately 10 different lawsuits across 10 different states with the intent of combining them into a federal injunction and a federal lawsuit. So yeah, right now you guys are seeing the first round of litigation that just went out.
How many people have really talked bad about Seth? Like, I will say, there's been a couple times that Granny's probably said something that she probably shouldn't have said, but it's not like it's a repetitive thing. In my eyes, anyway. I haven't seen her last couple of lives, but before that, she would say things, but I've never seen it to where it was like litigation status. Now, let's say it is, and let's say Barbecue Lady is. What are they going to do to those two people? Like, seriously, what are you possibly going to do? You just want them to shut up about the case? Well, why don't you just ask them? I mean, why'd you have to take it here,
I guess that's our first shots fired. It's the first of many. Again, we are filing 10 lawsuits in 10 different states with the intent to combine them all together and make them federal. Enough is enough. This is about
Is he beside his work van there? Like,
cyberbullying that has deterred the case, and I can see that more bullies are coming on board. I welcome you to submit your motions with the court. They would love to hear from you. Trust me, it'll make our jobs easier too. So go ahead and file that. Be sure to follow the procedures and whatnot. I would consult an attorney in Pennsylvania if you're going to file a motion in Pennsylvania, because it's much different. But nevertheless, guys, we are going to 10 states with this. It's Pennsylvania is the first for obvious reasons. Like Mr. Castor said, the declaration.
Listen to this. This is the reason. Okay, hold on. This is a Nick. Come on, dude. Come on, man. This is not while you're filing in this state. Let's be real with each other. Come on. Amigo to amigo, you know? Come bro to bro. It's because you can't leave the state. And I mean, that happens, you know, that happens to people. But don't lie about it. Like, listen to this. This is why.
It's Pennsylvania is the first for obvious reasons. Like Mr. Castor said, the Declaration of Independence was signed 13 miles away from the courthouse where we intend to bring these people. And there's a lot of them. It's not just What
was up, the 1700s? And that has nothing to do with this case.
Barbecue lady. It's not just Granny is watching. Those are 2 lead defendants, and you'll see more coming. Lots more. There are 50 people we intend to bring in, and we intend to litigate to the end. Those that think there's discovery and stuff like this, you guys are funny. This is not a discovery type of case. We're not asking for money. This is an injunction. And if you know what an injunction is, great. If you don't, great. It's not something to play games with. At the end of the day, we are not going to stop.
That's him saying he doesn't know what the hell an injunction is.
Stop until Sebastian is found. The bullies are really working overtime to stop that. And it doesn't work, right? You guys can't really stop it. All the troll accounts, we sent out subpoenas to X, we sent out subpoenas to YouTube, Google, Alphabet Inc.
And Granny, in my opinion, could sit up on her panel and talk crap all day long if she wanted to, you know, if she wanted to. And she's not interfering in this investigation. Nobody other than YouTubers. I'm promising you right now, the only people that know about Sebastian Rogers' case still are people that watch YouTube or TikTok. If you go to your local grocery store or your gas station, and I beg you to do this tomorrow morning when you're on your way to, you know, work, stop and get your coffee. Just say, I have a question for you. Have you heard of the Sebastian Rogers case? I bet you 9 out of 10 people are going to say no. And that's sad, because if all these teams were working together, they would be able to conquer so much more. But apart, not so much. Actually, I think that Nick needs to be out. Dog needs to be out. Hong needs to be out. A lot of people need to be out. A lot. And welcome in, everybody. It's good to see you guys. We're watching Nick the Hat. If you're just now coming in, we're watching him spew some lies, some bull crap, you know, about this lawsuit. Then we're going to go through some of the declarations because they're entertaining, to say the least.
And Meta,
I'm going to write a declaration.
Troll accounts, we're getting their IP addresses. We're going to match them back to those that own the troll accounts.
How are they going to do that? He doesn't have the power other than if he's going to hack into someone's computer. Like, who is going to let him, who is going to give him that information, that sensitive information of somebody's IP address? Just because they hurt someone's fee-fees. That's what this is all about. This has nothing to do with Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. This has everything to do about this guy wanting some clout because Danilo Calvaconte wore out and he needed something new. And if you go back, and I'm not saying I'm doing it, but I might. I'm not saying I am, but I might. If you go back and you look at this guy's character, He's got his own little, you know, thing going on. ASU mom, no, SF is not playing. This is not about a missing child anymore. Shame on all sides. Exactly. Yeah. It's not about him. We did a live. It was September 18th was our last live. You know what? We're going to go over there real quick. Let me show you something. I'm going to show y'all. Because, you know, this was real sad. So we have to go down for a while. So let me go to 50. September the 18th. We streamed with Sebastian Rogers. Let's reset and deep dive. And we literally went through all of the facts of the case. We did like the drone thing. We were looking or on like Google Earth and stuff. That video got 1,300 views. That's it. You know what I mean? Like craziness. Thank you so much, PJ, for the $9.99. I appreciate that. And I saw that was it J-Dub. Thank you for the $5. Thank you. When you have a sec, check email. I sent you something that you might receive. Oh, okay. I'll play this video and then I'll check my email right now. Okay. Thank you. I'm gonna check it.
From there, those individuals will be dragged through and brought into Pennsylvania or California or Tennessee, whichever jurisdiction they are in. Again, we are going to be filing in 10 different states, 10 different lawsuits with the intent to make them federal. The goal here is to stop the nonsense, find Sebastian Rogers, and we will. Once these clowns get out of the way, once these keyboard warriors get out of the way, Sebastian will come home. Again, guys, stay safe. Remain vigilant. We're under the assumption that Sebastian Rogers is alive. Again, we are operating under that assumption. If you see something, obviously alert authorities and remain safe. Stop the bullying. Stop the doxing. Stop all of that. It's not worth it. It's not worth the money that you're going to be spending in litigation. It's really not. We just started and it's a rather big bill on our end. So I can't imagine the other end. So guys, again, all we're asking for is for some civility here. We're not asking for money. If these individuals were to agree tomorrow to the terms, which include to stop bullying, Tuesday, we would have the agreement. And then Wednesday, the judge will review the agreement and decide whether or not she or he wants to accept it. The judge may very.
Okay, so this is another thing I'm going to stop really quick and talk about because this is something that is just my personal opinion. This document, from my understanding, is just that. A document that a lawyer wrote up. A judge hasn't even seen this BS to say that they are going to let it go through the court system. So as of right now, Granny nor Barbecue, they are not being sued. They are not being anything. But all of a sudden, people are crowdsourcing. And I just don't agree with that because if you're going to crowdsource, wait till you need the lawyer, right? Wait till you need it. Like, wouldn't you? Because if all of this just disappears, like everything else does that Nick says, are those people going to be refunded or how does that work? Because it's for a lawyer fee and there's not a case. Just like Sebastian, there's not a case yet. So that's a question I have.
Very well say, no, I'm not accepting this. I want those women to appear before me so I can see what's going on. But nevertheless,
you're not going to do that.
Settlement, when we say settlement, that's what that entails. It means that you agree to stop what you are doing and the court will issue an order.
Yeah, no, this has definitely been filed. It just hasn't been in front of a judge. This hasn't been in front of a judge for a judge to even say that this is worth the paper it's written on.
With that settlement, making it,
he just said that too.
Ordered agreement, making.
That's why they're having this this press conference on Tuesday. They want everybody by Monday, meaning like Granny and Barbecue and people like I'm pretty sure like Queen Bee and stuff like that. For all of them to be like, yeah, we'll back off, Cluminati, those kind of people, like we'll back off. They're not going to.
Any more headspace for bullying, not a thing. It's not just for the defendants and this case. It's not just for the plaintiffs in this case. If these defendants go and start targeting other people, call us. If you've been a victim of any of these doxing individuals, call us. You can email doxing@night.agency,
I would like to write about a plaintiff. Can we do that?
and we will obviously investigate your claims and streamline them.
Who's investigating these claims? Hong, because he's the one that's speaking for At Night.
To the attorneys. This is becoming a class action suit against a lot of individuals. There are many more plaintiffs that haven't been named yet. It's closer to 20. And these are also entities, organizations that are joining us to stop the bullying. It's National Cyberbullying Prevention Awareness Month. I got that backwards, but it has something to do with bullying awareness this month. Again, guys, if you see something, say something. Feel free to report people if they're doxing you to us now that we are getting, the engines are taking off. It's not too late to join in as a plaintiff. If you've been attacked, you have rights, right? There are laws, there are boundaries. They must respect those boundaries, or they'll be brought in and they can explain it to the judge. Again, guys, stay safe, stay vigilant. If you see something, say something, and good luck.
Good luck. Good. We're going to need it. Now, I hope it's like I want to stream the press conference like so bad because it's just like that's something I want to do. But then again, I don't want to give them like I don't want to give them anything, you know what I mean? Hold on one second, let me get southern-ish up here.
Hey.
Hey.
Oh, me. You keep talking, and then I'll chime in.
Okay. So let's see here. Yeah, he's something else. He's something else. Ever since Nick came out a month or 2 months ago, he's done nothing but everything he said is a contradiction. Like he'll say something and it's the complete opposite. I don't know who's feeding him his information, but whoever it is, they should be fired immediately. He should not be given any of the information. I mean, he knows nothing.
Isn't that strange, though? It's like I have felt like ever since him, Dog the Bounty Hunter, all of them came into this. It was like we were living in some sort of time warps because I'm sitting here going, who are these people? Okay,
Yeah.
I know who Dog is. All right, I don't know who Nick is, but he just looked like a clown, honestly.
Yeah. Well,
And
I knew Nick from
take him seriously.
Well, I knew Nick from the Daniello Cavalcante case only because he was streaming and JLR were both there on scene. And I didn't cover that case, but a lot of people did, and their channels grew so fast because Nick was there like either during the day and then JLR at night or vice versa. So they were sharing like, the space.
Yeah.
And they were the only two out there. And I think Granny was out there, but I didn't get to see her coverage. But I know that a lot of people were going based off of their coverage. And then he just disappeared. And I thought he was just like gone. And then he came back all of a sudden, like, boop, here I am.
He has. And but it's like you said, everything he says it's like a contradiction. It's like he throws out bones. And whatever it is that he says, it's like to get people to get involved, but it's to do the exact opposite effect of what it is he's trying to, or it is doing what he's trying to do, but I don't understand how he gets people to honestly believe that he's serious, is my point.
I don't know how he raked Dog into this.
Me neither.
Like, who did you call to get his attention?
Yeah, it's a lot of weirdness. And I live in Tennessee. I do. I live right here, Tennessee. We have never seen Dog.
Yeah.
Like, there's been no sightings of him. He's not been here. I don't know. I don't know why all this happened. And it's so sad to me that this is a missing child. And this, like, if one of my children were to become missing and this is the chaos that I would have to deal with, oh my gosh, I would hide my head as well because I don't owe anybody anything.
Yeah, no, I told Vincent that, my boyfriend, I said, if something happens to me, shut down my YouTube, leave, run. I said, I do not want people on your mother's porch. I mean, she's 70 some years old, little Japanese lady from Japan. I just would not want anyone to bother her sweet little soul, you know? She's just in her in her home. I wouldn't want JLR there screaming like, "Where's Tanya?" She'd be like,
Exactly.
"Oh no," you know? So that's like the thing. You don't want these people.
But I don't
when there's
understand though the legality of any of this, because if you look at what SF Investigates says, like if you look at point number one, Seth, he's not even the primary custodial parent. So
yeah,
after you get past that, well then okay, then what else matters? Because you
exactly.
can't move on to anything else.
No, yeah, he can't, and, I liked what SF was saying. I was reading some of the stuff that he was putting
Yeah.
out earlier. He I don't know what Seth's main, like, I don't know what the main or the end goal is here, other than if it's some sort of, they think they're gonna get some sort of documentary out of it, but then it's almost like, why would you put up with all this for a documentary? This is your missing child, so I don't get that. I'm like, could that even be the reason, or is it?
I don't, I've asked myself, and listen, you're the second person I've ever been live with. So I was with Queen Bee. Now I'm with you. But I'm telling you, I went to YouTube. I didn't even know crime content was out there. I had no clue that people are out there doing crime. I used the stuff to fix my garage or to try to repair something in my home. Never
Those
knew
are
y'all, but I never knew y'all were out here. And the
yeah,
thing that gets me is that you've got people that, I mean, Seth, and as sad as it is, whatever his intent is, he is going to run off everyone, and no
yeah,
one's going to talk about Sebastian. Like they won't. They will run from this. And I wouldn't blame a soul for doing it.
and a lot of
But
people are.
and they should. I mean, why
Yeah.
would anybody want to be involved in
Well, I
this?
heard that some creators were crying over it, and I'm like, "What is going
Oh,
on?"
geez. Well,
Like, with the world today. Like, I mean, this is we got this case. I started covering this really early because Terry Dean was in the from the area. And so
yeah.
she wrote me right away and emailed me, and I said, "Yeah, let me take a look." Took a look. I said something about it on a night stream. The next day I saw Trevor Lee was covering it, and I was like, "Okay, yeah, I think I'm going to cover this case." And I never thought, it was March 3rd. I would
Uh,
have never thought that when I started covering this, that this is where I would be right now.
well, the very first case I ever watched was Raleigh Strain. I mean,
All that, yeah.
because I had just been to Nashville the weekend before, and then I started watching that. Then I got on Sebastian. I mean, but no, who would believe we're still here? Like,
Yeah,
and
8
there's
months later,
been nothing,
nothing.
not one piece of evidence
And
since
I
then.
don't think that people I say, like, talk about Chris and Katie or even Seth doing this. I don't think any of them are a criminal
Nope.
mastermind like this.
No, I don't either.
I
I
just
don't know what happened. It's heartbreaking and it really upsets me. Like at first, I did not like Katie. I tried to send you a super chat last night to explain it. But my thing is that I felt so bad because I
yeah,
was like, who are you to judge her? Her personality is not like mine. I am more of like a Seth in the fact that I will go out to anybody and anyone that will listen to me if my child were missing.
yeah,
She's not like that. That doesn't mean she's guilty of anything.
yeah.
And I really had to come to grips with that.
I'm
And
more like that because I've been in those situations where flight, fight, or fawn, or freeze mode. And multiple times.
yeah,
And I've said, if I had a child, I probably, even though I'm the more talkative one out of the relationship, I think that I would lean on Vincent 1,000%
hmm
to do everything. I don't think I'd be able to speak.
yeah, yeah. Well, I
It's
don't
just
want to
like
take
that.
up your time.
Oh no, you're fine.
I had to come up here though and at least say, I mean, I feel like it just gives me the creeps. I don't know who these people are. I really don't even know how Dog the Bounty Hunter even is involved with these folks. It's all so confusing. And
He's 71. How's he gonna chase anything? I mean, I said I could beat him if I was in my wheelchair. I have a wheelchair
I,
still. My accident. I'm like, I could be rolling in that thing and he still wouldn't catch me. Like,
You're exactly right. But the weird thing is, if it is about a documentary, then shame on Seth.
yeah.
Because I said, in my opinion, allegedly, no, it's a fact. I didn't know he had over $200,000 that had been raised over like all of his different accounts and all that stuff.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
I didn't know. I didn't hear about that. I just know of the, the GoFundMe amount and stuff, but I know that he had a lot of different
yeah. Mm-hmm.
streams of media, and he was on Pascal show, T-Rev. Those were bigger,
Pascal, I'm going to tell you something. I love him. You may not like him, but I'm going to tell you, I guarantee you that dude drove down to Hendersonville, saw what was going on, because that was when
Mhm.
Michaela and T-Rev were like, it was all like T-Rev had just shown up and moved, not just like
Yeah.
appearing there. He moved. I guarantee you, Pascal was like, I'm getting some weird vibes and I'm out. I'm gone.
Well, there
I
was
mean,
that picture of them together too.
yes.
And
Yes.
Pascal kind of looked kind of weird, but I mean,
He,
I said on this live, I said, Pascal ain't gonna show up. There's no way. And then he showed up and I had to
he,
come out and say I was wrong.
no, it's good. It's just that he was probably like, what the? I'm going home.
No,
Like,
I think
there's
that's
too
what it
much.
was.
And it
I
was.
think
And
it
he
was.
still gets upset. Like, I made a statement, I don't know, a couple months ago about something with Sebastian. It made him not mad at me. Well, it upset him. He didn't like it because it hurts him. Like, he really
Yeah.
does want this kid found. And, just because people dip, it means because they just can't keep covering this case when it's just nothing but chaos. And there's been nothing that's happened.
Exactly. That's what it is. And that's why I stopped covering it, because I was like, there's nothing going on. Like,
I know.
I could sit here all night and like just look through a Facebook group and people would come. I mean, people would show up,
Mhm.
but it's like my brain gets too bored. Like
Well,
if
and
there's
you're not
nothing
one.
there, and I can help another child or another
Yes.
person, why not? Why not?
Please look into that one that
Oh,
you
I
wrote
will.
down. It's interesting. It's crazy. I'm sorry. I don't mean to derail
No,
this
you're fine.
thing. It's so interesting, the similarities of how she disappears in the night. Um, like, just goes, and like the front door is actually just, it's not opened, but it's cracked, and the back door
Oh,
is unlocked. And her mom had accused her of like not using sanitary napkins, and what is going on with you. I mean, it was very weird, but you got to just watch it, and maybe we can cover that together, because I think it's a
yeah.
very sad situation, because a lot of the, how do you say it, minority population, they don't get
Mhm.
covered on
They
crime
don't.
content. They don't. And
Mm-mm.
when I listened to her story, it broke my heart. Like, I feel so bad for her.
Yeah. No, there was two little boys that were in Columbus, and they were black and their mom was black, and she was inside grabbing a pizza because she was door dashing, but they were twins. They were like 6 months old. She didn't want to wake them up. And I just pictured in my head, that proud mama was like, I'm just running in real quick,
Yeah. Yes.
I'll see the car from where she was at. Someone had stolen the vehicle whenever she was in there. This
Oh.
girl didn't know the babies were in there. So she drops one baby off at the airport. I'm out. I'm out in there because they're down near me. They say this is where they're at. And I said, that's close to me. That's me. So I'm in my car, like I'm out putting flyers anywhere I can put them, laundry mats everywhere. It's negative 36 degrees here. It's never been that cold. There's like 2 feet of snow. And
Oh.
I couldn't come home because I'm like, these babies are out there and they're cold. They might be cold. Like
Right.
I'm warm. I can't do it. So then when they found the first one, I was like, okay, that's good news. Then they found the second one, better news. But it was, yeah, it was a good ending, but then a sad ending because then one of the little boys ended up passing away from SIDS.
Oh gosh.
And
Yeah.
so yeah, it was like then they broke their parents' heart again. Like I couldn't imagine
No.
getting your babies back, and then that, and the mom was so upset on film, and it was sad.
Well, I appreciate you
But I'll
taking the
definitely,
call,
yeah.
and definitely we need to, get together on that case, because I'm telling you, I was watching. I took notes. I couldn't stop. I was like taking all notes. I have a notebook full of notes, and I was like, "This is so weird." And they still
Yeah, no, I'll take a look.
The mayor's uninterested. No one really cares. And it's just like, well, oh well, she just disappeared. She just
Yeah, we cover cases like that a lot, it seems like, on this channel, and it gets me so mad.
well, anyway, I appreciate you so much and what you
Yeah,
do.
no problem.
Really do. Thank you so much for letting me
Thank
come up.
you. Not a problem. Thank you so much.
All
Have a
right.
good one. All right,
Bye,
bye.
y'all.
Okay, so let's see. Where are we going to go from here? Exhibit 1. That's what my thing says here. So, tonight what I wanted to do was go through the exhibits that we discussed. We discussed a couple of them last night, but I thought we would go over all of their declarations together because this is some backwards shit. It really is. It really, really is. Let's get Nick's face off the screen. And share this tab here. Is this the right one? Yeah. I want to make sure I redacted. I think I redacted everyone's names. I'm hoping for that. If I didn't, don't come after me, but I think I did. I know that there are some creators that are just throwing it out there and they're just not doing anything at all. But I really tried to redact stuff. And I do have all of the exhibits like in order. So all the declarations anyway. We won't go through really the exhibits because they're mostly just copy and pasted articles. And it makes no damn sense because it's not like these people like, Nick the Hat or any of them wrote these articles. So I'm kind of confused there. And welcome in, Jay. Yeah, they are ridiculous. That's why I'm like, I don't even want to go through this. First page we're going to head over to is Seth. I don't believe we read Seth's last night. Now, all of these people decided that they're going to sue, so I didn't black out their name, but they're suing Barbecue Lady and Granny's Watching. So on the paperwork, it'll say their name. This is the declaration of Seth Rogers, father of missing teenager Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. I don't think we read this one last night. We might have. This is his signatures here on each line. So, and I want to remind everybody that this has been filed, but not seen by a judge yet. Now, if I was the judge and I was looking over this document, I don't know if I'd be like mad that someone wasted my time or I mean, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't think that anything's going to come from it. That's just my own personal opinion. That's just my own personal opinion. I feel like they're grouping things in like with Granny and Barbecue, and they're nothing. They're and then other people that aren't even listed in this document, they're putting like different examples up for them. And I forget one of them, but it was like someone that's not even in this document, not even near this whole like case like that. And I was like, what is going on here? So we'll read through it. Let me blow it up a little bit. Man, I always do that to you guys. And I'm the one with the one eye. Why am I doing this to myself? Let's see if my glasses are dirty. They probably are. If they are, just don't look at them. Just just pretend like they're not dirty. Okay. So I want to read through these because they will, they are going to say what's been done to them for them to file this lawsuit or, this injunction, whatever. I am Seth Rogers, and they wrote this stuff too. The biological father of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. From the very beginning, I've been certain in my gut that my ex-wife, Kate, isn't her name Katie? Proudfoot and her husband, Chris Proudfoot, are involved in the disappearance of my son, Sebastian. Chris asked me to get Chris asked me to get our story straight about Sebastian, implying he wanted me to lie. No. Okay, I'm going to say no. When Chris said, let's get our stories straight or let's get our stories together, I think that if he did say that, he was meaning it like, where were you at? The cops are going to want to know, like, get your time card, get everything like that, because the cops are going to want to check both of us because we're both not at the home when Sebastian went missing. I don't think he meant lie for me. Like he's twisting words again like he normally does, Thank you for the $2.99, Brandy. That's so sweet. Thank you. Yeah, very, very much so. Twisting. So I wanted to, because I read that earlier again and I was like, no. Chris asked me to get our story straight about, okay, so I read that. When I refused, they both cut off all communication with me. They've shown no interest in finding our son, and their behavior only deepens my belief that they're hiding something. They backed away from you because you were putting out some information that should have never hit the airways. Every day that goes by without their help only makes me more certain that they know more than they're saying about what happened to Sebastian. For 7 long months, I've been living the nightmare of a missing child. It's something no parent should ever have to face. The pain is unbearable, and it's made even worse by the fact that the very people who should have cared, Katie and Chris, have turned their backs on me. Instead of searching for Sebastian, they've aligned themselves with more people interested in tearing me down than finding my son. You kind of pushed them in that direction. Is all I'm saying. I mean, I feel like I'm being blocked at every turn by the Proudfoots and their group of online creators. Being blocked from what? What do you mean blocked? They've spread rumors. I've never seen anybody spread rumor. I've seen a lot of people use your words, attack me publicly, and work to discredit me. It feels like a coordinated effort to silence me and shift the blame rather than help find my boy. Well, I think that if you took some of them vigils and you went and you took that and searched instead of like doing like rides and stuff, I think that would be really helpful in finding your boy. In the early days of searching for Sebastian, I entered into a relationship with Michaela Cleveland. Oh yeah, we did read this. I was broken and grieving, and she seemed to offer comfort. But her, like, you're an adult. Like, I'm sorry, don't blame it on her. But her intentions weren't genuine. In early May, while staying at my apartment, Michaela sent confidential CPS reports, documents concerning my son's safety without my knowledge. Don't know how she got into a cell phone. If they just started dating, who gives up their password that quick? I mean, I don't know. She later teamed up with Austin, aka T-Rev, and together they used those stolen reports as leverage to control me. How did they control you? T-Rev's been off the platform. He got the boot. Like, you know, I mean, do you guys know? They even threatened to release those private documents publicly. Well, you were going to release them until SF kind of stopped that, and you were going to release them on Pascal's show. The way Michaela T-Rev and their group of creators, people like Barbecue Lady, Granny's Watching, Queen Bee, and JLR, exploited my pain for their gain is nothing short of cruel. The attacks against me haven't just stayed online. They followed me to work, where I serve as a deputy at Davidson County Jail. I didn't think that you worked there anymore. Barbecue Lady, along with others like Granny's Watching, Queen Bee, and Cluminati, have spread rumors that I'm involved in the murder of my child, and that I'm a pedo. Now, I haven't heard that, but I have missed some lives. I'm not there for all of them. These lives have put my life in danger at work. I work in a maximum security section of the jail, and it would, if word got out about these false allegations, I know I could be stabbed or killed by inmates. He's scared of like Barbecue Lady. Like, I mean, it's weird. I forgot to redact that. Even accused one of my coworkers of being under investigation for time card fraud, trying to stir up trouble in my workplace. These attacks aren't random. They're part of a coordinated effort to ruin my life and make it impossible for me to do my job safely. This is all for him. See, like, okay, so everyone's going to get something out of this, right? Seth is going to probably get like disability or something out of this. Tony will probably get more exposure of being a spokesperson. I mean, just like, I feel like everyone's got something to gain. It says, I've long suspected that Katie and Chris Proudfoot are hiding something about Sebastian's disappearance. Their refusal to help and their cold behavior makes me more certain of it. Early on, back her name, Barbecue Lady came to me and person offering to help, but after she met with the Proudfoots, her behavior changed. It's like she switched sides and her attacks on me and those helping me became more aggressive. This makes me wonder what exactly was discussed during that meeting. In addition to the Proudfoots, there's a whole group of online creators who have made it their mission to destroy my life. People like Illuminati, SF Investigates, Stephen Crabtree have used their platforms to spread lies about me, calling me a child unaliver and a pedo. Now, I've never heard Stephen Crabtree say that. Stephen Crabtree didn't even have a YouTube channel before my son went missing. He created his channel specifically to capitalize on my tragedy, aligning himself with Illuminati and others in his online group. This gang of creators have turned my pain into their entertainment and profit. He said that he came over here to me, like we talked about it, because TikTok was just being like crappy to him, like the platform itself. And it was easier to come over here and try to do longer form content. But that's just what he told me. So I don't know. But thank you all for being here. I appreciate you guys so much. If you don't mind and you feel like it, give a girl a like. Give a girl a like. Let me see where we're at. To make matters worse, the Proudfoots recently posed for a photo with Illuminati and Steven smiling as if they were all in on some kind of sick joke. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. They pretended to search for Sebastian. Pretended. They're just out there pretending. We saw what Clue looked like at the end of the day. That girl was looking. And we saw just like how all of them looked. They all were like, had like some dirt on their clothes. They looked like they had been out there looking. Says a true and correct copy of the photo taken on or about September 29th depicting Katie and Chris alongside Illuminati, her spouse or romantic partner, and Steve Fisher is attached here too as Exhibit 1. And I find it funny that they never, like Cletus, they never got his name. They never put his name in here. They just call him her boyfriend or something, like Illuminati's boyfriend. The threats haven't stopped. I've been told by people connected to the Proudfoots that there will be consequences for anyone who speaks out against them. So many people speak out against them every night. Panels are like every night. There are panels going on. Thank you, Jamie, for the super sticker. Thank you so much. That really helps the channel. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Yeah. Chris even told my ex-wife that if I open my mouth about what I knew, it won't ever open again. Feels like they're just using their power and connections to silence me, and I don't know how much longer I can fight this battle on my own. You haven't been on your own for one damn minute. What do you mean? You hooked up with Michaela so you have somebody to cuddle with. That didn't work out. Now you got Tony. Not saying you're cuddling, but I'm just saying you got Tony. And that's my opinion, and that's the truth. Your Honor, I'm just a father trying to find his son. I've been betrayed by people I thought I could trust, and I'm fighting against a coordinated group of individuals who seem more interested in destroying me than helping me find my boy. I don't know if I could fight with them on that. I mean, some of these people are not out there searching, but some of these people are. I don't have the resources or the power that these people do. But I have a father's love for his son, and that's what keeps me going. Resources. Every second that ticks by, my son's life hangs in the balance. If he's still out there, every day that passes without finding him could mean the difference between life and death. And I can't help but feel like the Proudfoots and these online creators are helping time run out on him. Their silence, their lies, their attacks, they're not just bystanders, they're accomplices to whatever's happening to my boy. What? Because we talk about the case? If my son dies out there alone, they'll have blood on their hands. How is he going to die out there on his own? He's been missing since February. If he's out there right now, I'm sorry to say, but he's done been passed. If he's still just out there, I just don't get that. And no one is responsible for that, except for the person that's responsible for that. The in-laws, the ones who have supported me, or could have, I'm sorry, the ones who could have supported me have turned into outlaws. They're no longer your in-laws. Why would they help you? Where's your mama? And these online creators, they've gone from telling stories of being killers in their own way. They're destroying my family bit by bit, and it's time for this to end. I am exhausted. I am heartbroken, and I just want someone to listen and help me bring my son home. This is my truth, and I hope you understand how much I need your help to find Sebastian and hold those responsible accountable. I think if it wasn't for a lot of those creators, nobody would be talking about Sebastian. You know, like, that's true. Because it was Chris's family. Lori, you're right. He says, why can't we all just share them? Right? 3 days after. It is suspect. Very. Like, really, how are you going to know you're going to need money 3 days after? You would think that your child is still going to come home like any second. Like, you're just still in that denial phase, I would feel like. You know, like, no, he's going to come home. He's going to come home. I mean, I know after my dad was killed in a car accident, we thought he'll come home. He's going to come home. Like, I remember every day for the longest time at 3:30, I'd be looking out the door, like out the window, just thinking he was going to pull in, backing his car up like he did every day after work. Sometimes that's just how you feel. I am fully prepared to testify under oath to give details of these organized and sustained attacks, including the incitement and of harassment and violence that continues to threaten my life and severe emotional and professional harm I have endured as a direct result of their actions. Emotional and professional harm. Okay. Now, let's go to Tony's. Because, you know, people be messing with Tony, but I don't think Tony put in there about the peen slip. So this is declaration of Tony. Oh, I didn't mean to put his address in there. So it says everything's true to his knowledge and belief. And welcome in, everybody. And if your messages don't show, I think the mods are helping me, but I'll hit the show button if I can see it. Before I ever got involved in the search for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, life was simple. My wife and I lived in quiet life in Oklahoma where we worked hard and kept to ourselves. We didn't ask for trouble, and we never thought that by trying to help a family find their missing son, we'd be dragged into something so ugly. Your wife ain't. We feel bad for her. It's all changed on May 1st, 2024, the day I began representing Seth Rogers as his national spokesperson. You mean his local spokesperson? What I thought was a straightforward act of kindness, helping a father search for his boy, turned into a nightmare. Ever since, we've been living under a dark cloud, facing attacks and accusations that seem to come from every corner. The harassment has been relentless, and it's hard to even recognize the life we used to know. It wasn't before long I realized that some people didn't want this case to be solved. Everybody does. Katie and Chris Proudfoot, Sebastian's mother and stepfather, seem more interested in discrediting those of us who were trying to help than actually finding Sebastian. They cozied up to a bunch of online personalities, folks I didn't know existed until they started coming after me. No, you did know about these folks because you sat online with them till 2 a.m. So that's a lie. I've been accused of all sorts of things, from being a racist to having a criminal past, and these rumors didn't just come out of nowhere. I never heard about the R word. It felt like there was a coordinated effort from the Proudfoot standing by while these creators did their dirty work. It's hard to believe that people who claim to care about a missing child could turn around and support the very folks who were tearing down those who were trying to help. That's what y'all been doing. Everybody that's been trying to help, that actually have credentials to help, you've pushed away. But if you have a record, right, you're more than welcomed, you know. This is all feelings. Yep, people got their feelings hurt. It's like, well, I'm telling on them because they did this. Like, nah, boo-boo kind of stuff. Like, because no one talked about you. Like, welcome to the internet. Man, if I wrote down every time I got talked about, I don't know. I probably write down a few times. Okay, the harassment took an even darker turn on, put her name there, sorry. When Barbecue Lady decided, to make me her personal attack or target. In a recorded video, she flat out said, "It's my expletive mission to take Tony down." That wasn't just an offhand remark, it was a promise. Well, maybe because they were calling and saying that she was cooking around her cats in her kitchen and crap. And that's her business. And she wasn't doing that. It was a promise. And ever since she made it, she's done everything she can to drag my name through the mud. She spread lies about me, accusing me and my wife of infidelity and even saying we're swingers. It's humiliating. And it's not just me she's trying to hurt. It's my entire family. I don't believe they're swingers. They don't look like that much fun. The more I tried to focus on helping with the search, the more it seemed like these people were determined to make me suffer for it. These attacks aren't just random insults from strangers online. They're part of a well-planned effort to discredit me and anyone else standing up for Sebastian. What are you talking about? It's I think it means effing mission. And it's been my little undercover mission. We are up to something. Well, I mean, he's been up to something this whole time. This will backfire on them. TikTok, Tony, really, you interjected yourself and that is your fault. Yeah. We would all love to find Sebastian. We know what you are involving yourself in. You're a sad person. Exactly. We all want to find Sebastian. I don't think there's anybody that is in this group that doesn't want to find Sebastian. I mean, the kid's the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. He's missing. He has people that are wanting him back so bad. I mean, that would be, God, that would be amazing. If he just would just walk up to the door and just be like, don't ask me where I was for the last 8 months. I don't know. We would want answers though, but you know, I wouldn't care as long as he was home. The prophets may have not been the ones shouting these things from the rooftops, but they stood by while the damage was done. So someone on panel calls you names and the Proudfoots are supposed to be taken up for you? Although you are sending super chats in live streams where people are talking mad crap about Chris and Katie. I mean, the dirtiest, nastiest, most vile, disgusting claims I have ever seen in my life, and I would never even repeat them. I cannot believe these people are actually saying this on a public platform. Those are things you say in your mind and you never let them out of your mind if you think in them. But these people, they're savages. YouTube, the streets, y'all are savages. Savages. It's hard to explain what it feels like to be on the receiving end of all this. This is Tony declaration, remember. I never wanted to be in the spotlight. That's why you showed up at Idaho and you were trying to get on camera there. That's why you were at Riley Strands. That's why you were over here with Sebastian Rogers. I'm not Riley, I'm sorry, Caleb. That's why you're over here with Sebastian Rogers. Okay. That's why we're stealing pages on TikTok that have 11,000 subscribers or followers. Okay. Oklahoma, who thought he could help. I'm just a regular guy from Oklahoma who thought he could help a father find his missing son. But these people turned me into a target. They dragged my name through the dirt and tried to ruin my marriage with vicious lies. The emotional toll has been heavy, and it's not just me who's felt it. My wife has been harassed, and our peace of mind has been shattered. And I feel really bad for his wife. She shouldn't be harassed. She shouldn't be harassed at all. These accusations and nasty rumors have left us feeling exposed and afraid. It's been months of waking up every day to some new attack, some new effort to tear us down. The creators, he keeps putting them like that, who have been leading these attacks are more than just a nuisance. They're accomplices in keeping the focus off finding Sebastian. While the Proudfoots played the role of concerned parents, they allow these creators to stir the pot and spread lies. It's hard not to see their silence as a form of approval. These creators act like they're just sharing their opinions, but they've taken it to a place where people's lives are being turned upside down. When they spread lies about me, they're not just hurting my reputation, they're hurting the search for a missing boy. And when people who claim to care about the boy work with these creators, it makes me wonder if they're really interested in finding him at all. It's okay for you to sit there and talk mad shit about Katie and Chris, though. Okay. I didn't ask for any of this. Yeah, you did. You're here. I'm just a man who tried to help. I thought I was doing the right thing, and now my life has been turned inside out. These people have gone out of their way to make sure I pay the price for getting involved, and it's time for someone to put a stop to it. Your Honor, I'm asking for justice, not just for me, but for all of us who have been dragged through the mud by people who should know better. It's time to hold these creators accountable for the damage they've done, the lies they've spread. They didn't just hurt me, they hurt the search for Sebastian. No, they didn't. And it's time they face the consequences. And then that's just him saying he'll write out, he'll talk about this in public if he needs to. Let me see. Let's go to so there's somebody that's on the platform that wrote apparently to the law offices of Jared Lesnick, whatever his name is. And I figured I would read this over for you guys because I don't know how I feel about it. There are influencers on YouTube claiming your law firm is corrupt, and it has like a, video. That is the channel that clipped it to show the community that they are doing. You will notice the creators are the ones tagged. This is the live stream and channel with the creators on panel that are doing it. One has called your office, not sure for what. Oops. I don't know why I did that. I don't know how I did that. We gotta go back down. Sorry. I didn't know you could click into the video like that. Well, that's pretty cool. Now I gotta figure out where we were. Okay, right here. Okay. The channel names are Cluminati, Granny's Watching, Queen Bee. Also, there are 2 Twitter accounts associated with your law firm, and she gives those. I would like to remain anonymous, but wanted you to know what is going on and if you're involved with the Sebastian Rogers case. You can email me if I can help in any other way. Now, I don't know if she was just like writing to see if she could get like help. I don't know. But it just doesn't look that good. Oh, what post, honey? I think I'm gonna try to do something this week that's never been done. That'll probably never happen, but I want to try to get both sides on a panel. Not screaming, not yelling. I want to know why they think this is what happened, and I want to know why they think this is what happened. I think that would be a good idea. With only truths. Only truths. So I wanted to read that to you guys because, I don't know how I feel about it. Okay, now next we're going to go to Hong and give me just 1 second. I'll be right back. Just count to 60. Okay, sorry. I like ran around, so sorry about that. I had to run and grab my hand sanitizer. I don't really like this one. I think it's like the, I don't know. I don't really like it. But why am I complaining about a hand sanitizer right now? The next one is going to be the Declaration of Hong. Now, I haven't read this one yet. I don't know why Hong would be in here. I mean, he's been on like, what, 4 videos? So, Hong, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I don't know if it's Z or I'm not sure. I meant to ask Vincent. I forgot. So it says, on or about August 30th, 2024, I authorized the deployment of at-night's rapid response team, whatever that is, to allocate additional resources at the start of the investigation into the disappearance of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. So they came in August 30th. March, April, May, June, July, August, 6 months later. As managing partner at Night, I recognize that the RRT's deployment was necessary due to signs that emerged early on, signals that there were coordinated attempts to interfere with the search. What search? You guys didn't do a search. You haven't even been there. The urgency of the situation grew even more apparent as we saw how certain individuals, especially, sorry, I thought I had them. Granny's watching Barbecue Lady, working to derail efforts to find Sebastian. They're not working together. Reports from Seth Rogers, Sebastian's father, added to the growing list of red flags. Sebastian's father is a red flag. He shared how Chris Proudfoot, Sebastian's stepfather, had tried to persuade him to get their story straight about the events leading up to Sebastian's disappearance. Why are you repeating stuff that you weren't even there for? This is hearsay right now. This is all hearsay. This behavior only deepened suspicions that the Proudfoots weren't just uninvolved, but might actually be concealing critical details that could help bring Sebastian home. You couldn't even get their name right. Hong. Get out of here. In September 2nd, by September 2nd, at around 7 a.m. at night, was officially retained to assist in the search and rescue of Sebastian. You were retained by who? Not his mother that has custody of him, that has custodial custody. You can't be retained by people like just anybody. To tackle this case effectively, I authorized our team to go beyond typical measures. This involved assembling a specialized group composed of civilians, licensed private investigators, and operatives situated across the U.S. Stop lying. That's a lie. That's a damn lie. I want to see the proof. That's a lie. And that's not allegedly. I want to see the proof of that. I want to see the proof that you are assembling these specialized groups composed of civilians and licensed private investigators and operatives. I want to see that. We planned for anticipatory aerial support and established search and rescue response funds with surveillance authorized in multiple states. Who's going to give you money? Y'all, I own a business. And it's called Poppy and Ari, and it's a boutique. And it would be like me changing my name to At Night and going into these places and saying, I need your surveillance. They're not going to give it to me just because I have an LLC. Oh, gosh. These locations, with surveillance in multiple states. These locations included Tennessee, Kentucky, Illinois, Wisconsin, Virginia, Puerto Rico, Alaska, California, Florida, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, New York, Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, Texas, and Oklahoma. Okay, so you had teams and specialized teams in all of those places. Calling your bull crap. Calling it. At Night entered this agreement with 2 clear objectives: find Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers and bring him home, or ensure that anyone responsible for his disappearance would be prosecuted and convicted. because you guys don't even have like a journal. You're not even a journalist. I don't know what you guys are. We quickly discovered that the search was being undermined by a coordinated smear campaign. No one's ever smeared anybody. We've only played people's words. Several content creators seem to have made it their goal to discredit anyone trying to find Sebastian. Hell no, I hope everyone goes out and looks for Sebastian. These weren't just random individuals. These were known personalities, including Queen Bee, SF Investigates, T-Rev, Dolly Vision, April Chapman, and others who actively spread defamatory narratives online. Their tactics were sophisticated, using tools like bots and phony social media accounts to amplify attacks. They even coordinated with each other to trim videos and make statements out of context, as was done against Andra Griffin. Their distorted versions of events were then used to sway court decisions, including a protective order against Miss Griffin. I told you this is all going to be about getting the heat off her. Based on selectively edited footage. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. So you're going to say that judge messed up. Okay. Similar methods were used against Nick Hatzivasivushu. I don't know how to say his last name. It's something like that. Who was forbidden from having any contact with Katie and Chris Proudfoot. Despite only having minimal communication with them, most of it being from me or others in the agency. Well, they don't want to talk to you, so sorry your feelings are hurt. In addition to these incidents, I was involved in group chats with Stephen Fisher and the Proudfoots. One group chat included, no, you weren't. No, you weren't. Fisher and Katie Proudfoot, while another included Fisher and Chris Proudfoot. They talked to you, Hong. They talked to you, Hong. I'd like to see proof of that. Let's see if they put the proof of that in here. During these chats, there were discussions related to the case, and I questioned Fisher's claim on social media that he was retained by the Proudfoots. He said he wasn't. This communication raised concerns, especially given the ongoing efforts to discredit those assisting in the search for Sebastian. On September 7th at 10:36 p.m., I text Chris Proudfoot, Katie Proudfoot, and Stephen Fisher regarding the ongoing situation. A true and correct copy of the group chat with Chris, Katie, and Steve is attached here to Exhibit 1 and incorporated by reference herein. I want to see that. The following day, September 8th, it's not here, so at 1:26, I reached out to Chris Proudfoot again to ask if he would be available on Tuesday for a meeting with Dog and the team. Shortly afterward at 1:34, so not even like, oh my gosh, right? Mr. Cat the Hat and I had a call with Mr. Proudfoot since the tip line was linked to my phone. A true and correct copy of the conversation history with Chris Proudfoot and Katie Proudfoot is attached here too as Exhibit 2 and incorporated. They probably just said they don't want to talk to you. During that call, Mr. Proudfoot stated he would involve his friends in law enforcement, asked for a moment, and promised to call back. He did call back, but I chose not to answer based on the advice of counsel. So you called in, and then your counsel said, no, don't answer the phone when he calls back? No, this isn't even in the courts yet. No, but people are getting money like it's no tomorrow for something that's not even been through the courts. Nothing's going through the court yet. Nothing's been approved. It's just sitting on someone's desk. Some judge has got to read all this crap and then say, yeah, they're a criminal organization that are coming after you. No one's going to believe that. Nobody. The same day, I texted Katie Proudfoot and asked if she was afraid of her husband, suggesting that if she wanted to speak privately away from him, she should reply with the number 2 and then delete the text. Why would you be texting Katie Proudfoot that? You sick individual. That's sick. A true and correct copy of blah, blah, blah. Okay. On September 9th, I attempted to contact Mr. Proudfoot twice. Why are you stalking them? Along with Mr. Chapman Dog, but received a text from him stating not to call back. There was an accidental pocket dial later that day, but no further contact was made. Oh, you son of a gun. Pocket dial. Phone wasn't locked. Happened to be in your pocket. There has been no communication with the Proudfoot since. Well, you made enough. Even Julia Valenti, that's the dog handler, faced false. And you know what? I'm going to say this about Julia. This is my humble opinion. I follow her on Twitter. She has tried every freaking month to get back into this case somehow. She'll say, oh, fine, I'll tell you guys my training certificates. Like, and no one's asked for them. Like, no one's even asked. Like, no one's asked. No one wants to know. No one cares. But it's like she does this like every couple of months. Does anyone else know that? Notice that? Is the next one from Taco? I can't remember. I have them in order. Yeah, Miss Taco. Okay. Even Julia Valenti false allegations of posing as a TBI agent. I've never heard any of this. It became evident that the Proudfoots were using legal maneuvers not just to protect themselves, but to undermine the investigation and cast doubt on those genuinely working to find Sebastian. They know all of this from the 2 months that they've been here. 2 months today. Okay. During our investigation, we uncovered financial connections among these creators and a broader network of individuals who were profiting from spreading misinformation. Donations through YouTube, super chats. Betty and Tony and Seth and BJ. Here's for a steak dinner. You did a great job today. Same day she chased down Terry Bowersock, Tony. It says barbecues wrath as she admitted she was wanting to take Tony down. When efforts to discredit him failed, they resorted by accusing Mr. Rogers of heinous acts. Like what? Even attempting to cast doubt on his alibi for the night of Sebastian's disappearance by claiming cover-ups and fabricated time cards at the county jail. Yeah, we said, what if? Because y'all were coming after Chris. What if? Allegedly, we said, what if? Well, I didn't say it, but other people did. I think maybe we did say it. These allegations are baseless and served only to divert attention from the real issue, meaning you and your peen slip. The tactics used in this case go far beyond ordinary harassment. They represent a well-organized effort to derail the investigation and silence those involved. Evidence suggests a sophisticated attempt to distract, disrupt, and demoralize spanning state lines and involving numerous content creators, lawyers, and enablers. Adding to the intimidation tactics was an incident at my own home on October 5th. A white Chevy truck pulled into my concealed driveway around 7:16 p.m., marking the first time in 8 years that such an event occurred. Heaven forbid anybody turns around in someone's friggin' driveway. Someone pulled up in my driveway, and that hasn't happened in 8 years. Look at this. There's a sequence of events. The driver is a middle-aged man in a black Under Armour polo and khaki pants. Why are you looking at him like that for? Left his truck door open as he approached my front door. Oh, I guess he came up there. He peered through the windows and appeared to have an MDT, a device often used by law enforcement, mounted inside the truck. I immediately called 911 and the Pennsylvania State Police arrived shortly after. The trooper reviewed the footage, took a report, and requested that the video be emailed to them for internal review in case other officers receive similar calls. We are working under the belief that Sebastian is still alive, and these coordinated efforts to derail this search have done nothing but harm a vulnerable teenage boy. The time wasted on distractions and false accusations has left Sebastian at greater risk. The individuals perpetuating these tactics, whether knowingly or not, are assisting in keeping him hidden or are even enabling those responsible for his disappearance to avoid justice. In my humble personal opinion, all the stories that Seth's come out and told, if I was Sebastian, I'd be hiding too, in my humble opinion. And those are his stories. As a part of our investigation, I have access to several phone calls involving Chris and Katie and Seth Rogers. These conversations were deeply unsettling. In one instance, just days after Sebastian's disappearance, Katie, clearly furious, made harsh remarks about the situation. She's not allowed to have feelings. What followed was even more alarming. Chris Proudfoot, angrier than I had ever heard, because you knew about him a lot, right? You knew him. Okay. Made direct threats against Mr. Rogers and talked about spreading harmful rumors regarding Sebastian. But he didn't. And Seth did. On another call I was present for, Chris Proudfoot declared, "You'll never find Sebastian," and warned us to keep away from him, his family, and anyone connected to him. It was unnerving to hear such a statement, especially since Sebastian had gone missing after being last seen with Chris and Katie at dinner the night before. No. You're making up stuff. Instead of focusing on finding his stepson, Chris seemed more intent on shutting down any efforts to get closer to the truth. No, he just didn't want to work with you guys. Over the past few weeks, the obstacles created by these individuals have forced us to increase the reward by additional $25,000, raising At Night's contribution to $75,000 combined with the FBI's $50,000. There's only $50,000 reward, up to a $50,000 reward. You know, because we know. Okay, I think that was all for Hong. It just gets, they keep getting better and better. I mean, they do. They really do. Is Miss Taco next? Because we've got Miss Taco, Mr. Taco. We got Bullhorn, BJ, Julia, and Nick. It's like, okay. This one's going to be for Michelle. This is going to be for Mrs. Taco. Miss Taco. Probably are looking for Nicholas still. Oh, they're claiming that. Okay. Nick is an example of lame. What'd you say, Great Pro? Tacos. Okay, let's see what Taco said. Miss Taco, I'm just going to call her that. On September 30th, 2024, because I want to know what the heck happened to her. My husband left for work at about 3:15 p.m. Not long after 3:30, 3:45, there was a hard knock at the door. I was home alone with my grandson at the time, and the knock startled me. When I opened the door, there was a man who identified himself as an FBI postal inspector. He told me there had been some threatening or harassing mail sent to this address. Right away, something felt off. His badge didn't look right to me, and his overall demeanor made me uneasy. As I asked more questions, especially when I mentioned our missing nephew, Sebastian Rogers, out of Tennessee, the man's behavior shifted. Well, yeah, because you're not his aunt, and Taco is not his uncle. So why would you tell the police that, you dummy? You dumb. My son, who was at home with me, approached the door. When he reached out to shake the man's hand, the man looked startled and uncomfortable, as if he wasn't expecting anyone else to be there. My son usually works night shifts, but he happened to be home that day. The man hurriedly tried to leave after this interaction, and I noticed another person sitting in a black SUV outside. From what I could see, it looked like a Ford Explorer, though I wasn't sure. What concerned me the most was how the person in the passenger seat kept turning his head away as if to avoid being seen. This only made me feel more certain that something wasn't right. I couldn't help but think those people were not who they said they were. Where are the tacos from? Where do they live? It says it up here. Oklahoma. Who the hell went to Oklahoma to mess with the tacos? Nobody. We already read that part. What concerned me the most? Okay, we read that. After the man left, I was shaken and worried for my safety. I reached out to Dog the Bounty Hunter and Nick the Hat's team. So instead of calling your husband Mr. Taco because you're scared, you're going to go ahead and say you reached out to Dog and Nick. I don't believe you. To share what happened, they put me in touch with Nick the Hat from that night, and I spoke with Mr. Dog. Yeah, nope. I had been seeing MSB working with Dog the Bounty Hunters team, so I trusted them. I also reached out to YouTube creator known as CJ in the comment section of his live stream. I felt like I needed to get the word out and let people know about this strange encounter. Why? Why get on YouTube and say that? Call the damn police. I didn't know who else to turn to, and Nick the Hat's team was my only source of support at that moment. Oh, you couldn't, no taco. Okay. I've been home alone a lot and I'm disabled, so this experience has left me feeling incredibly vulnerable. I fear retaliation from Christopher and Katie Proudfoot, as well as Chris's parents, Terry and Catherine Bowersock, who seem to be financially backing these online creators that have been harassing us. They've never sent a super chat. I've never seen them send a super chat. I've seen Tony and Seth send super chats. This is crazy. My husband and I noticed that Queen Bee, a YouTube creator, has received over 1,000 memberships from an anonymous donor over the past 2 weeks. He's not anonymous. This massive financial backing only intensifies my concern that they are organizing a larger effort to target and harass me. My husband even asked me if the person in the passenger seat of the SUV resembled one of the YouTube creators who have been causing us problems. I tried to get a better look, but every time I looked, the person turned their head, hiding their face. This only heightened my fear, and these are bad actors that have taken the harassment from online into the real world. The very next day, on October 1st, my husband contacted the Oklahoma City branch of the FBI to report what happened. We knew this couldn't have been a legitimate visit from the FBI. If they were truly concerned about locating Sebastian, they would have asked to come inside and check the house, but they didn't. The entire interaction felt like it was meant to scare me, not to help find my missing nephew. He's not your nephew, dude. You're weird. Stop doing that. Like, he's not your nephew. I don't know. I thought she said it was just her nephew. I'll have to look back. Thank you so much for the super sticker. That's so nice of you. Thank you so much. These people are lying, aren't they? Lying to lie. Lying just to lie. I ain't never seen nothing like it. My ex-boyfriend, he was a compulsive liar. Other than him, I think he can come up with some crap like this maybe, but I don't even know if he could. It's like opposite day. It says, what has made this entire situation even more concerning is the involvement of a family friend, Beth. Who the hell is that? Beth has inserted herself into the situation in unsettling ways. She barely knows Katie Proudfoot, only having met her once at a family funeral. However, she reached out to another YouTube creator named Duchess and claimed that Katie was her cousin. You're claiming Sebastian's your freaking nephew. What's the damn difference at this point? I'm his nephew at this point. This connection, combined with Beth's strange behavior and involvement with these online creators, makes me feel even more unsafe. Who the hell is Beth, and why are we putting her in here? I can't help but wonder how deep this harassment goes. This has nothing to do with Granny's Watching or Barbecue Lady. So what's going on right now? Beth was also trying to sell a fifth-wheeler trailer around the same time Katie was in Myrtle Beach, only an hour away from her. Oh my gosh. The timing of these events, coupled with Beth's communication with the YouTube creators targeting us, has left me feeling even more isolated and afraid. Your Honor, I'm a disabled woman from Tulsa, Oklahoma, simply trying to protect my family. If you were, you'd get off the damn internet and stop talking about Sebastian, Wayne, Drake Rogers, and groups that you don't belong in. Conspiracy groups. That's all you're in. Ever since my nephew, Sebastian, that's not your nephew. Ever since Sebastian went missing, my life has been turned upside down. I live in constant fear, and these people will come back to my home, or that others associated with the Proudfoot family will try and harm me or my family. They're going to ask for money. They say they're not. They're going to. They're going to. Yes, exactly. The Taco's got on panels himself. Yep. TikTok Tony has gotten into these people's small brands. This is what's making people mad, is the support Queen has gotten, and that is because she's loved and supported. Exactly. Yeah. That's what I want to know. Beth is just a family friend of the Tacos, but she's thrown in here all of a sudden because she, I guess, reached out to Katie and they became kind of cool. And now she's mad about it. It's like everyone's got their fifis hurt. Put me in here. My feelings are hurt too. Your Honor, okay, so I live in constant fear that the Proudfoot family will try to harm me or my family. Okay. I've already been doxxed online with my personal information spread across the internet. I'm pretty sure you probably did that yourself. Now it seems like this harassment has escalated into real life intimidation. I can't sleep. I'm constantly looking over my shoulder and I feel unsafe in my own home. Please, I'm asking for protection and justice. I've never imagined I'd be in this position, but I'm terrified. I don't know who to trust anymore. I'm asking the court to help me to protect my family and myself from further harm. That's, okay. So then we go to Mr. Taco. Where are you at, Taco? Sir, Mr. Taco. There he is. Mr. Taco. On the afternoon, September 30th, my wife, Michelle, called me in a state of panic. She told me that a man claiming to be an FBI postal inspector had knocked on the door while I was at work. The man said he was investigating some kind of threatening or harassing mail that had been sent to our address, but everything about the situation seemed off to Michelle. She told me how the man looked away and became uncomfortable when she mentioned our missing Sebastian Rogers. The whole encounter left her feeling unsettled and scared, especially when the man rushed off and avoided further questions. Michelle immediately called Nick the Hat because that's who I'd freaking call in an emergency. Someone she trusted from at night after sharing what happened in the live comments of a YouTube creator named CJ who was live at the time. This makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? She needed someone to help make sense of the strange and unsettling situation, and it was clear to me how frightened she was. So yeah, if anybody that comes to your house and they pretend like they're the FBI, don't call the police. Just go on YouTube and go into a creator's chat and ask them to help you. That's the way to do it. Idiots. I mean, oh my God. She probably hasn't even spoken to him before this. No, probably not up to good. Yep, Naomi, you're absolutely right. Easy targets. Then they say, he's like, we're going to spread it around to 10 other states. He ain't going to spread this nowhere. Had to take a vape break there for a minute. Right, Snowflake's Nightmare. Yeah, Oakland, yeah. I was just thinking the same thing. She calls Nick all the way over here, and she's all the way over here across this, yeah, that's what I would. This judge is going to read this, and they're literally going to be like, what is this shit? I hope that they arrest everybody, all these plaintiffs, and just for being dumb, but they can't do that, Men in Black came to the back door. My opinion, take them away. That's so funny. Okay, so you okay, by October 1st, after hearing the full details of the encounter, I knew we needed to take action. When did the encounter happen? The 30th? Okay. I called the Oklahoma City branch of the FBI to report the incident. I told them everything Michelle had experienced, from the man's odd behavior to the black SUV he left in. I wanted to make sure this wasn't someone trying to harass or intimidate us, given the strange online activity surrounding our family due to Sebastian's disappearance that you guys put on yourself. I wasn't willing to take any chances. You want to be relevant. I made it clear to the FBI that this felt more than just a random knock at the door. It felt like a threat. Around the same, well, you can't say that because you weren't there. Around the same time, another issue began to arise to raise concern. A mutual former friend, Beth, had somehow become deeply involved in the chaos surrounding our family and the Proudfoots. Beth had only met Katie Proudfoot once years ago. You had only met Sebastian like one time, I believe, when Uncle John passed away. Maybe they are related. I remember that occasion well. Well, no, they're not, though. Okay, now I'm confused. As it was the last time I saw Katie myself, but somehow Beth managed to interject herself into all this, reaching out to an online creator known as Duchess. And Duchess is a really great creator, and claiming to be connected to Katie. Well, she apparently was, because Duchess got the first interview with Katie and Chris. So Michelle and I couldn't understand how Beth had gotten so involved. It was troubling to us that she seemed to be making connections between herself and Katie's family that didn't seem genuine. Just like you make connections with all these YouTubers. All of them. You've been on all the channels. Taco. I think you've even been in this chat. You're probably in the chat right now. If you want to come up, Taco, and explain this, you're more than welcome to. I later learned that Beth even put Duchess in touch with Katie directly, further deepening her involvement. To make matters worse, I learned that in the early May, Beth had been selling a fifth wheel RV around the time Katie was an hour south of Beth in Myrtle Beach. Who cares? This coincidence was strange, especially given that Beth and Katie hadn't been in contact for years. They didn't. They weren't in contact. They were an hour apart. The timing and proximity raised even more questions about how closely Beth was tied to the situation and whether she was being influenced by people connected to Chris and Katie. After the incident at our home and the growing involvement of people like Beth and other online creators, I became deeply concerned for my family's safety. Michelle and I have been dealing with harassment for months now. Ever since Sebastian went missing, I can't shake the feeling that something larger is at play. The man at our door, the odd connections with Beth, and the online activity from people trying to interfere with our lives all point to a coordinated effort to intimidate us. You guys are paranoid. Y'all are paranoid. Y'all are paranoid. You're not important, Taco. Nobody cares about you, Taco. Go live your life. Mr. and Mrs. Taco, go live your life. Go hang out with Mini Burrito. Have fun. Bye. Don't turn back. Don't wave goodbye. Don't. It's just keep going. Okay. Because you haven't done nothing. I mean, actually, all of you can go, but the tacos, you can go live your life now. No one's going to mess with you guys. Don't mess with the tacos. Just let them live their taco-filled life, you know. Oh, Southern Age Taco. I'll try to look out for your comments so you don't have to super chat every time. You know why the tacos are baking up right now? Because Uncle Taco spilled the beans on Sebastian playing video games unsupervised. Yep. So they are being bullied by Seth and his team, in my opinion. Probably. I think they wanted to fill this docket with more people, is what I'm getting. You know what I mean? I'm getting that feeling. Because they're adding in people for fun. Like, I mean, let's go to the next one. I wanted to go to 228 because I didn't know what that was about. I don't know why I wanted to read this, but I think it's telling them like they have to like give up all of their communications. Like you are hereby directed to immediate action to preserve any and all documents, communications, records, and evidence in your possession, custody, or control related in any way to barbecue and or granny. This includes but not limited to emails, text messages, direct messages, audio, photographs, social media posts, documents, and reports. You might want to go check your girl, Brittany. She's negative a lot right now, like 70,000 views she's deleted. So, you better put them back up because she's in this litigation. As litigation is imminent, failure to comply with this preservation notice could lead to severe legal consequences, including court-imposed sanctions for spoliation of evidence. All relevant materials must be preserved in their original format with metadata intact where applicable. I delete my crap all the time. Just come to my page. I delete it out of my StreamYard so I can save room. I don't delete it off my page. Nothing's ever been deleted off my page. It's all there. This obligation will remain in effect until you receive further written instructions from One World Corp legal department. In addition to this is for barbecue and granny. You are required to submit copies of all relevant documents and evidence within 48 hours. Yeah. Oh, they want them organized chronologically? They want to... Please. Who wrote this? Me? Because I'm OCD as a mother. Organized chronologically. If you guys ask me to do this shit, I'm not doing it. I'm just telling you, I got ADHD. I can't do this crap. You can have my whole damn computer. Just take the whole thing. Just take the whole thing. Because I'm not going to do it. I wouldn't do it. That's too much. No, actually, I would. I would do that because I am OCD, and it would be bad. It would be like they wouldn't want to mess. Materials should be submitted to, who the hell's Kia Wilson? Tony L. Mathis, spokesperson for Seth Rogers. Kia Wilson on behalf of One World Corp and Dog the Bounty Hunter. Like, who the hell are you? I'm not sending you my personal videos. Like, they're on the internet. Go look at them. I'm not sending them to you. This preservation demand will remain in effect until you receive written notice from the legal department of One World Corp that hold is lifted. Until that time, you are legally required. No, you're not. To continue preserving all relevant materials without alteration or destruction. No, you don't have to. If you have any questions, just call Tony or Kia, or the police. Non-compliance with this notice may result in legal penalties and significantly prejudice from forthcoming litigation. We expect immediate compliance with this preservation directive. I would love to hear Granny's reaction to this right now. This is insane. Hey, Duchess. They're being mean. Well, they're not being mean to you, but they were just saying that, like that Beth gave you the number to get a hold of Katie and stuff. And I'm like, stop putting Duchess in here. She don't need to be put in here. But that's pretty funny. You better give us all your videos, your documents. You want my notes? Guys, you would laugh so hard. I should do a TikTok about it. I used to write down everything. Like before I realized that you can type stuff up. I'm a writer. I like to write. I have like 3-ring binders. I have notebooks after notebooks. I have legal pads. I have so much that I've kept, especially for the Idaho 4 case and all the other cases that we cover. We cover so many cases on this channel. I used to write a script for each one because I sat in that blue chair back here and would do pre-recorded. So yeah, don't make me do that. Look at all the people that are involved in this. Okay. Who's next on the chopping block? Oh, Julia. Let's see. Julia is not going to be that fun, but we'll get to BJ after her. So that one is pretty funny. Actually, last night, if you want to go back and get my raw reaction to that was best. That was the best. This declaration, I'm just trying to get past her name and everything. Okay. This declaration outlines the profound harm I have endured due to an organized campaign of harassment, defamation, and intimidation initiated by 2 individuals. I'm sorry. Granny's watching. And I think everyone knows their names by now. Barbecue Lady. I had everything out too, except for the stuff in the little paragraphs. This campaign was not an isolated incident. It was a well-coordinated, sustained effort that involved multiple people acting in concert to tarnish my reputation, disrupt my work, and incite fear in every aspect of my life. Betty. This was not just an isolated incident. This was a well-coordinated and sustained effort involving multiple people who acted in concert to damage my reputation, disrupt my work, and make me feel unsafe in my own life. She feels unsafe in her own life. Bullhorn Betty does. Shoot. Okay. At first, she became aware of Granny's Watch, and I think it said 2021, when I was covering a high-profile case of Summer Wells. At that time, she was relatively unknown. But as I began reporting on other cases, particularly Quentin Simon's case, her attacks on me became more frequent and malicious. Mine too. Not really. I wasn't malicious, but I was on you. I was on you. Like, why is this lady asking for your last dollar? It seemed as my reach grew, so did her hostility. Granny's Watching started using her platform to spread false and defamatory information about me. I would see her rallying her followers to discredit me, questioning my motives and my work, despite the fact that I've always approached every case with sincerity and care. You damn liar. It wasn't just casual remarks. There was a clear pattern as I began to investigate the disappearance of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers in March 2024. What the? No. No. Who's in here that knows? No. Bullhorn Betty. You didn't start working this case in March. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Perjury, documents all fake. She came in like 4 months later. You are a damn lie, Betty. May, Kenna? That was to say, I was thinking May or June. I was thinking summer, like beginning of summer. Yeah. She must have got that wrong, you know. I was called a tragedy pimp and a grifter, words that struck deeply, especially because I've never sought personal gain from the work I do. We got her on video saying, if you only have $1 left, send it. It's at least $1. People have bought her cameras, computers, fixed her vehicle, given her money for hotel room lodging. Oh my gosh. These false claims were broadcast widely, and they were clearly designed to damage my professional reputation. You did that yourself, Betty. Brian Laundries, Quentin Simon, Idaho 4, Sebastian Rogers. This wasn't just idle gossip. It was an organized effort to destroy my credibility. No, holding open panels is not doing that. Each defamatory statement chipped away at my reputation in the eyes of those who once trusted my integrity. The campaign didn't stop at defamation. Granny's watching and her followers took things further by making false reports about me to law enforcement, which ultimately led to my unjust arrest. No, they did not do that, Betty. You got arrested because you broke the law. Now she's blaming that. Man, I wish I could go to this court hearing. I was deeply shaken when I realized that the charges were based on fabricated claims from people under her influence. The level of coordination behind these false reports was terrifying. It wasn't just a random person trying to stir trouble. It was a group effort to disrupt my investigations and discredit my work. Barbecue Lady soon joined forces with Grant. No, she didn't. She echoed and even amplified the false accusations, creating a united front. These attacks were not only calculated, but also sustained over time. It felt as though they were working in tandem, ensuring that no matter how much I tried to move past the lies, their coordinated efforts would keep the attacks alive. Their behavior has extended well beyond online defamation. Together, they have rallied their followers to participate in a broader conspiracy of harassment and cyberstalking, involving multiple online creators who seem to operate under their direction. What is she talking about? One of the most frightening aspects of this ordeal has been the doxing. At one point, my home address was posted online, and I began receiving messages that made me fear for my safety. The idea that strangers might show up in my home has caused me to live in constant fear. I've had to take extra precautions to protect myself and my family. Who's your family? It's just you living there, Betty. What are you talking about, family? I mean, no offense, but it's you and the dog. He is on a roll. We're about to go over there. Wow. Thank you. Thank you, Snazzy. Okay, let's skip. We'll come back. Okay, let's go to Twitter. Man, SF ain't messing around. There it is right as I pulled it up. It said 6 minutes ago. He's attached the proof. Hold on, I need access. Request access. Give me access. Oh wait, that was my other email. He probably don't even know that email. I'll do it again. If I go under like maybe TitaniumBuilt, he might know. I'll just put it's Tanya. Okay. That's just to get like access to the file. So, but this is what he just filed. So he says up here attached is the final version of the opposition I filed in response to At-Night's request for a preliminary injunction in the Sebastian Rogers case. This version has been revised from last night's. I also attached proof of the filing with the court. And the proof of the filing with the court, I can't get that one to pull up because that's the one I need his permission. But yeah, it says that Delaware County. Man, petition motion. He ain't messing around, boys and girls. I was reading these ones from earlier. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, it's going to get funnier than, Oh, yeah, and then she keeps just in here, she talks about burnt toast a lot. We'll go down to the next one, that's Brittany. It's pretty entertaining. If I can see which one, where are we at? 255. So this is what Brittany's declaration is. Oh, it was just, for some reason, when I went into his Google Drive, it asked me to request access to it, and I never had to access it like that before. Like, to the actual, like, submission. But maybe I'll read that one over tomorrow if I can get it to be sent to me. So Brittany, she puts her name out there, but allegedly with Brittany. I am writing this declaration not as a lawyer or someone engaged in a legal dispute, but as a mother and human being who has endured an unimaginable pain, fear, and suffering due to relentless harassment and defamation perpetrated by Granny's Watching, along with her friends, followers, and cult-like network. TitaniumBuilt@gmail.com. Thank you. I mean, I can't believe this one. I fell out of my chair last night. What they have done has torn apart not just my professional life. What professional life? Seriously, a genuine, respectful question. But my personal life as a mother, a daughter, and a person who values kindness, honesty, and peace. Well, you're lucky that you have a mom. I mean, you said a daughter, right? Wait, life as a mother, a daughter. Yeah. Some or she has her dad, I believe. So you're lucky. I don't have it either. So I have lost count of number of times I woke up in a cold sweat. I did that for 3.5 years. Woke up in a cold sweat every night. Every night. Some nights we had to change the sheets twice a night. You know what I did for it? Not a damn thing. I just slid on through it. Somehow, one day it stopped. It still happens every once in a while, but not as bad as it did. But for a long time, for a very long time, I did that. But I didn't tell you guys about it. I'm just going to go off everything she says. I'm just going to say what happened to me. I have lost count of the number of times I've woken up in a cold sweat, terrified that someone might follow through with the threats that Granny's Watching and her followers have made against me. I do that because I was there and saw my dad pass away. So she didn't just stop at insults or gossip. She looked straight into the camera and told me, I will make you a effing victim. You sure she's on camera? These words haunt me. It's not just fear for myself. It's the gut-wrenching fear that I may not be able to protect my children. How can I explain to my kids that their mother is being targeted by strangers on the internet, people who seem intent on ruining our lives? I try to hold it together for them, but inside I'm broken. Get off the internet. Seriously, if your children are scared of you being on the internet, you need to be off the internet. The words that Granny's Watching used to describe her as lazy, wasteful piece of shit. Maybe she said that once. I've never heard her say it though. Aren't just casual insults. They cut to the core of my identity as a mother who works hard to give my children the love and stability they deserve. But what about when you were saying stuff about her and her, all of the stuff, When she says these things publicly in front of thousands of people, I feel the walls of my world closing in. My children have seen me cry because of these things. That's disgusting. That's sad. It's really sad. I try to hide it, but they notice. How can a mother explain that strangers are attacking her, saying horrible things, calling her names, and trying to destroy the life she's worked so hard to build? If this was me and someone was doing that to me and my children were crying and screaming and so worked up and scared, I'd unplug off the internet for a while. I'm just saying, I'm not trying to be mean at all. I'm just saying I would. The most painful part has been watching my children ask if they are safe. Granny's Watching and her associates even imply that I neglect or harm my children, saying things like, you won't ever catch me driving with my children unbuckled, standing up. Those comments go beyond personal. They attack my ability to be a good mother. Well, did something like that happen? Is what I'm asking, because that's just something you don't just kind of say, you know? Thank you, Kathy. Right, Petty? Yeah. Right, occasionally. Yeah. I flew out of my chair last night when I was mad. This campaign of hate has also impacted me financially. No, it has not. It has helped you. So, yeah, it has impacted you financially. It's gotten you more money. Let's be real. Let's be real. Let's be real. When you do a stream by yourself, nobody on your panel, I don't know how many people you get in there because you never do that. If you do a stream that's not Sebastian Rogers, you get half the people you normally get. That's why you've been riding the Sebastian Rogers case like crazy. And I don't know why you're deleting all your videos now. So it doesn't look like you've covered it that much. So you don't look obsessed. Because Jessica covers it maybe twice a week, 3 times a week. You cover it 7 to 10. I'm just saying, I'm just telling you the truth. Just the truth. Just the truth. Before this started, I was proud of the work I did and was able to support my family. Now people who once trusted me no longer want to work with me. That's not it. No, now people who once trusted her don't want to give her money. The lies, the accusations, the threats, they've destroyed the professional relationships I've worked years to build. And the worst part is I'm not just losing business. I'm losing the ability to provide for my children. How am I supposed to rebuild my career when my reputation has been torn apart by people who don't even know me? Jessica knows you. You guys used to talk on the phone all the time. My mental health has been shattered by this. Every day I wake up with knot in my stomach, wondering what new attack will come. I'm exhausted, not just physically, but emotionally. Stop feeding into it. I feel like I'm constantly walking on eggshells, afraid that one wrong move will lead to more lies, more harassment, more attacks. This anxiety doesn't just affect me, it affects my family. My children have seen me cry more in the past year than I care to admit. I've had to cancel family outings, miss important moments, and withdraw from the people I love, stress of what might happen next. That's a bold-faced lie. I'm sorry. Like, you're afraid what? Granny's going to show up at your house? That's what you're saying. Everywhere you look, you think you're going to see Granny. She's in Pennsylvania. You're in North Carolina. At times, I've broken down completely. I've sat in my car in the driveway of my own home and just cried because I don't know how to protect myself or my family from this kind of hate. I cry in the car all the time. I'm a mother just trying to raise my children and do my best for them. I've had to tell my kids why people are saying horrible things about their mom online. Why would you tell them? I've tried to shield them, but it's impossible when this campaign of hate is so public and vicious. You're a small creator in a big, we're small fish in a big bowl, dude. No one knows us. Your Honor, as I sit here writing this, I'm asking you, as a plaintiff, as a mother. Yeah, it just gets worse. We're just gonna stop because it's just all about her, all about her. Now we're gonna go to Nick the Hat because this is gonna be the last one. We're gonna skip Julia. I don't think she says anything that's worth a damn. Let's see about Nick. Oh look, he's gonna go ahead and talk about how he's a felon. In 2019, I was sentenced to a term of 2 to 4 years for actions taken during my journalism career in Delaware County, where I employed tactics that, in hindsight, were unconventional and crossed legal boundaries. This period marked a pivotal time in my life and career. Let's be real. You said that you're a representative and you sent out racial emails. You're a racist. It's okay. That's what you are. I mean, we can't change you. I mean, allegedly, in my opinion, it's on paper. So this period marked a pivotal time in my life and career. Hopefully it did. Hopefully you came out and, never mind. No, you didn't come out doing better. From a young age, I was immersed in the world of entertainment and media, starting when I befriended my best friend, Phil, whose father played a key role in founding Live Nation. These early connections exposed me to high pressure and influential environments, shaping my aspirations and career trajectory. While on the fully paid administrative leave with the assurance that my employer, American Media Incorporated, would cover my legal fees, I resigned from my position on September 18th, 2020. This decision followed the discovery that my direct superior had used information I gathered for news purposes to falsely accuse an individual of being the source behind the story of Jeffrey Preston Benzo's scandalous affair, which surfaced in January 2019. A true and correct copy of my resignation letter from American Media dated September 18th, 2020 is attached. Before I was sentenced, I assisted the United States Department of Justice and Federal Bureau of Investigation in securing critical evidence in the case of United States of America versus Gregory Stephan Jr. Oh, did you? My efforts contributed to gathering essential information or material, for the investigation. A true and correct copy of the email from Nancy Rue, Assistant United States Attorney for the Eastern District of Pennsylvania, is attached here to Exhibit 2 and incorporated by preference herein. On September 25th, 2024, the FBI arrested Gregory Stephan Jr. Are we going to hear about this, just this story? Let me see. Yeah, so then he he got no career. His career's over. He was eventually sent to a boot camp, a low security facility. Oh my gosh. He went to one of them rich people's prisons. Oh, you. Okay. We want to know about this case. Oh, I guess, okay. I have faced sanctions being silenced by threats of imprisonment and subjected to 2 restrictive orders imposed by Pennsylvania Department of Probation and Parole. These orders were likely based on misinformation and the malicious influence. Oh, so maybe he did go to jail. Influence of those by propagating this rhetoric. A true and correct copy featuring a thumbnail of one live stream dedicated to calling my parole officer, which garnered approximately 2,300 views and aired on or about September 11th by Jams TV, which is Dolly. On YouTube, on September 2024, I used a boxing glove emoji followed by a skunk emoji, and Granny's watching immediately claimed that I had threatened to beat her up while concealing my actual comment, which stated, threaten you with a lawsuit. A true and correct copy of the evidence is attached here too. I was in that live. I remember. Why do these people blame others for poor judgment? Dang, he says too many words gives me a headache. I know, that's why I'm like skipping through. I'm like, we're not doing all this. Media smear campaign, their defendants' efforts to discredit me only hinder justice for the family involved. Okay. Okay, it says, to make matters worse, this type of attack is not new. We have been working closely with the Florida Department of Law Enforcement concerning an individual not yet named in the litigation. JLR, maybe? Or J's for Justice? I'm trying to think. Who else is in Florida? I mean, because Granny and Jay are pretty close. Although we are holding this person's identity for now, we anticipate criminal charges will soon follow based on our ongoing communications with law enforcement. And thank you guys all for being here. I appreciate it so much. You guys are amazing. The coordinated and malicious attempts to derail justice have become a recurring issue, and now this individual under investigation for criminal acts has become entangled in the ongoing case, necessitating a rapid response from at night. Who the hell's in trouble? However, I am currently prohibited from assisting law enforcement agencies without obtaining written express permission through a board action with the Pennsylvania Board of Probation and Parole, because you're not allowed to talk to the police. As a result, I'm unable to assist law enforcement in their investigations at this time, pending an official request that must now be submitted to the parole board. Okay, don't do that. And then that's it. That was all for him. Man, he gave me a headache. Give you guys a headache? Gave me a damn headache. Anybody have any questions? Nick is a lying sack of crap. You didn't put crap. I just added that for you, Captain. Oh, yeah, let's get them likes up. But thank you for the 352 likes. I appreciate that so much. 2 old crows I know. Do you think it could be? You're thinking J for J. I'm thinking that too, maybe. It'd be funny if it was BHB. Even though she's on their team. There's so many red flags in this case, Yeah, no. Yeah. Could we get lucky? I know that's Betty. I know, right? Yeah, that would be pretty funny. That would be funny. What was I gonna? Is anything else? I want to go through this later. Pin that. I got some other stuff pinned. We got people deleting videos out there. Today alone, Sunday. Is today Sunday or Monday? Sunday. 2,500 views. Wow. Just like that. And just like that, they were all deleted. Look at Mary Beth with the blue. I'm not used to seeing it yet. That's funny. It does. You're right, Southernish. And like that's the thing. There is a child missing. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, 5'5", 120 pounds. We all know blondish brown hair, brown eyes, cute as a button, smile that'll light up the room, and he is out there somewhere. My personal thing, I think that he's now I don't know because now I'm all kind of confused. But because so SF went out and searched, but I do feel like he's closer to home than we think he is. So maybe Petty Crocker. It's like what's in it for them? Do you know what I mean? Like it's just weird. It's really weird. Yeah, 70 of Betty's personalities wrote it. Candy, they probably did. Yeah, Misty, I guess he did say they're going to go after subs and everything. I wouldn't be worried about it. I wouldn't be worried about if you want to make a comment, as long as you're not like really going after somebody, you're allowed to make a comment. He's put his own words out here. We're just repeating what we've heard from both sides. I don't think personally that Seth had anything to do with unaliving or if his child is unalived or kidnapping of his child. I don't think he has anything to do with any of it. I really don't. I don't think Chris or Katie do either. I don't. And I never have. You can go back and review my original videos. That's Honey Edler. That's exactly what I do. I think of Harley Dilly all the time. He went across the street, decided to skip school, go down the chimney, couldn't find him. He was right there in the chimney. Like, you know what I mean? Things happen that are so just crazy and out there. Yep. According to the book of Jennifer, I like that. It's in the book of Jennifer. Oh, our web, go back and rewind. It was a really good live. We had a good live. I did. I listened to a little bit of it, Kenna. I was in there for a minute or two. I need to go back and watch some more. You still think someone in the neighborhood? I always thought it was a bully situation, some sort of bullying thing, but now I don't know. If anyone threatened my freedom of speech like that would just be wrong. Because I'm never over here, we don't say things that are defaming, I probably did. You have to understand, yep, kids can leave because they're mad, but they don't know. Yep. And I think something like that could have happened where Katie's on the phone with Chris. It's Sebastian's, let's say it's Sebastian's, bedtime. And Chris is telling Katie, hey, Sebastian needs to get in bed because that Chris is stern. He needs to get in bed. It's past his bedtime. She's probably trying to take the phone from, Sebastian, put it on the counter. Maybe Sebastian was upset with her, not with her, but upset with the situation of him moving with his dad. I'm just saying this. I'm just speaking. I'm not saying this is what happened. But maybe Sebastian heard Chris say, tell him to get his ass in bed or something along those lines. And then Katie yelled at him to go to bed. Maybe that's what happened. And he got into his room and he was mad and he stomped his foot. And that's that thud we heard because he was so angry. He stomped his foot and then that's when he went and he left. I don't know. Oh, is it public now? Oh, it is. We'll have to go over this tomorrow. Actually, I have this. Damn it. I have this. It's right here. Oh, he said it was a different one, though. So he followed a new one. Okay, so yeah, we'll go over this tomorrow since it's 18 pages and I'm already 2 hours in, but I'll come on tomorrow during the day. Do you want to do that? I'll come on during the day and we'll do that. Thank you. Thank you, Snazzy. I was like, let me in. But let me see. It just talks about him, like what he's doing. Okay. I'm gonna put the Google Drive in the chat just in case you guys want to go read it tonight. If not, I'll come on in the morning because I've been wanting to do a morning live. And I'm gonna put my second channel in here because I do want to start putting this content like kind of over on the second channel, just because I'm a little more unfiltered, you know. Let me get my page up here. And I appreciate every single one of you guys coming in here tonight. I know we got to go over the Simon and the Boone trial. We have so much to go over. You never know. I may just come back on. Okay, Southernish. Yeah, if you can't watch us, just stop in and say hello. I understand it, you know, during the day lives. Not super morning, like early morning. Y'all, I didn't wake up. Okay. I don't know who gave me whatever they gave me last night, or God, you know, just made me sleep. I woke up at 11:46 today. What? I woke up, I was like, what? What's today? Where am I at? Why am I here? I never wake up past like 8 o'clock. I'm not a sleeper. I usually wake up like at 6 o'clock. I woke up bad. Oh, I don't know, Regina. I'm a pro se too. Actually, I got a lawyer. I got a little short, he's a little short guy. He's feisty. He's so feisty. I would take him. But thank you guys all for being here. Thanks, Mary Beth. Thanks, Ladybug. I didn't know if Ladybug was still in here or not because you guys always stay on through. I don't know, Dent. They're just trying anything they can to be relevant. I think what happened was they came in with the truth serum and all the potions and stuff. And they thought that was going to scare a bunch of people into leaving this case. And then they were going to come in and take over it and get all of that money because it does bring you subscribers, views, all that. And so I think they thought in their head they were going to do that. And these are the creators that are just pushing back, that are saying, no, your words are wrong. There's something wrong with what you're saying, and we're going to put it out here. And that's all I feel about it. So, but my email is titaniumbuiltboo@gmail.com. And I will be looking at my emails in the morning because I have to do all that. I have a list. But thank you guys for being here tonight. Thank you all for being here. I do appreciate it so much. It really helps, you know, get the word about this out there in a truthful way. I try not to be biased, but you know, it's hard not to be when you hear these words and they're lies, and you know they're lies because you pay attention. You pay attention. But thank you for being here. I'll see you guys all tomorrow evening, or actually tomorrow during the day. So make sure you hit your notifications. They're on. But if not, I'll see you tomorrow night. I always end up doing another live. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good Monday. Bye, guys.